to be joined again by a great friend of the show. We missed her last week. Her team is playing in the postseason, and now when you talk about Michigan women's basketball, it is the 6th consecutive postseason that they played in. That is the longest streak in program history, and helping keep that going is Michigan women's basketball coach Kim Barnes-Arico. Coach, good morning.
Good morning, Sam.
Good to catch up with you after a few weeks and talk about the WNIT that your team is about to play in. Before we do, I just want to put a bow on the on the regular season and Big Ten conference play. And Coach, I looked at that Michigan State game, and it just seemed to me to be one of those examples of it's tough to beat a team 3 times in one season.
Oh, my goodness, especially when it's your rival. And it was the first time, I think, since 2001, 2002 that we had beaten them twice in the regular season. And they're always a top program in the country. So they were super fired up. It was really tough to beat them a third time. And we just got unlucky with our draw that we had to play them again. And they came out really sharp and really crisp, shooting the ball exceptionally well. So it was a tough game for us and a tough way to finish the season. So we're excited to be able to get back on the court again tomorrow.
And so Coach, since that game, I mean, kind of take us through. First of all, I mean, there's always getting over the disappointment. That's part of it. But then there's getting back to business because you got some games to play. So what is the time? Kind of take us through the time spent since the end of the Big Ten conference season.
Yeah, well, we had an opportunity to get a couple days off in a row, and that really hasn't happened much all season long, probably since September. So it was nice for the kids to really just get a chance to be college students, to get a chance to catch up on their academics, to get a chance to rest their legs. And then we got back to work on Monday, and we've really had some sensational practices. And I met with them, and my staff met with each player individually just to kind of, refocus, regroup, and talk about, winning a championship. Even if it's the WNIT championship, it's something that hasn't been done in Michigan women's basketball. So our kids are excited about the opportunity to get back on the court, to get playing again, and really fired up about getting the opportunity to get back out and practice. So we started practice last Monday and have had some sensational practices. We talked about it being the beginning of a new season and just a championship season, and being sharp and being crisp and really working extremely hard. And we reward every day for points earned during practice, so making practice as competitive as possible and really pushing and challenging and taking this as an opportunity to really get better. And our players have bought into that and have really worked extremely hard the last 10 practices.
So, Coach, I know how coaches are. You get in practices, you look back in the season, there are these things that you say, okay, we need to work on this. We need to, correct this, improve this as we get ready for tournament action. In this particular instance, WNIT action. What are there particular things? Are there particular aspects of your game that you guys have focused on in the week of practice?
Definitely. Yeah, you said it, Sam. Coaches are never satisfied, so there's always things that we can work on. And we're trying to continue to get better on the defensive end and really trying to get 3 stops in a row. So that's something that we emphasize in practice. Let's try to get 3 defensive stops in a row. Even if we don't score on offense or even if we happen to turn the basketball over, we need to get 3 stops in a row. So we've really been working on our individual defense as well as our team defense, but then also our offensive execution, being able to score against really good defensive teams or being able to score out of a set action. And we feel like our team is pretty good in transition and really good in the open court. But if teams really get back on defense and it's a one-possession game, who's our go-to? And what are we trying to run down the end of a game? And what if we really need a basket? What action are we going to do? And we've really been trying to work on that because we've been in some really tight games all season long, and we're trying to get better at that.
Yeah, Coach, it's the thing about going through the Big Ten, and we'll segue into talking about the WNIT with Michigan women's basketball coach Kim Barnes-Arico on the Michigan Insider on Sports Talk 1050 WTKA, online at WTKA.com. Going through such a rigorous schedule, Coach, I got to believe really prepares you for tournament play. So you take on Cleveland State. Kind of tell us about what Cleveland State brings to the table, folks. It's going to take place, the game, Wednesday at Chrysler. Tickets go on sale this morning in about 17 minutes, now 16 minutes. $7 for $3 for group tickets, $7 for individuals. The group tickets are 10 or more. So, Coach, tell us a little bit about Cleveland State.
Yeah, well, Sam, like what you alluded to, our conference really prepares us for the postseason, and our conference was at its best this year. And it was a grind. We added 2 more conference games, so then we went up, and that was really difficult to play 2 more conference games. And we added Rutgers and we added Maryland, who are 2. Maryland just got a number 1 seed last night, so 2 top teams in the country to our league. So that really has prepared us for the postseason. And Cleveland State's a team that's been really solid year in and year out. They have 3 primary scorers, 2 kids that are averaging over 16 points a game. They really shoot a ton of threes. They do a lot of dribble drive, get to the free throw line a ton. So it is going to be a team that tests our defense and really makes us have to get out and contest 3-point shots, as well as contain off the bounce and the dribble drive and really protect the paint while at the same time contesting threes. So they're a team that has won 19 games on the year, but we feel extremely fortunate that they're coming to Chrysler and that we have an opportunity to play home again. And we always talk about protecting the Block M and really how well we play at home. And we've had probably our largest fan base ever in our program this season. So it's really important for us on Wednesday if everyone could come out and the students could come out and really support us. I think it will make a big difference in Wednesday night's game. Again,
folks, $7 for general admission tickets, $3 for group tickets. That means 10 or more. Coach, always a great thing when you can extend the season for your seniors. Saisha Goree, I want to make note of her breaking her own school record for rebounds in a season. In the last game, now has 319, on the year. Just an outstanding accomplishment for her. So great for those seniors to be able to keep playing. But, Coach, just great for your young players to keep playing basketball so you can keep developing them for the future.
Definitely, and I felt really terrible after our last game against State for our seniors because they have meant so much to our program, and this gives them another opportunity to get out there and play. And I don't think they're ready, Saisha or Shannon or Nicole, to hang up their shoes just yet, and they want to put on that Michigan uniform again. So it's really exciting time for them. But like you said, we have 5 freshmen that need practice and need the opportunity to continue to work on their game, whether that be the extra practices that we're getting right now or the opportunity to play in games. So these practices and the WNIT has really been beneficial for our younger kids, and they've embraced it, and the practices have been so intense, and the kids are just so passionate and so driven, and they want to continue to improve. So it's been great for us to have this opportunity to continue to play.
On the recruiting side, Coach, it looks like some of your incoming freshmen next year were received some awards. A couple of Gatorade Players of the Year in their respective states.
Yeah, our freshman class, our incoming freshman class, is super exciting, and I know we've had an opportunity to talk about them a few times. They were rated as one of the best classes in the country, and obviously one of the best classes that we've been able to get here at the University of Michigan. And the 5 of them have had tremendous. I think at one point, Sam, their overall combined record was 114-10.
Wow.
So they are winners. They know how to do it. A bunch of them are still playing in their state tournaments, which is super exciting. But 2 of them this past week, a 6'5" young lady from Ohio was named Gatorade State Player of the Year in Ohio, which is always exciting to get Ohio's best player to come to Michigan. And a young lady, Boogie Brzezowski from New York, was named the Gatorade State Player of the Year.
That's huge.
In New York. So that's our point guard, and Hallie Thome is our 6'5" kid from Ohio. So we have our big center and our little point guard, a 5'5" and a 6'5" kid that were both named Gatorade State Players of the Year this week.
Yeah, outstanding, exciting future for the Maize and Blue on the women's basketball side of things. But let's not forget the present, folks. Again, Michigan will play Cleveland State tomorrow. The tickets go on sale now in about 12 minutes. $7 for general admission tickets, $3 for group tickets. That's 10 or more. One more thing, Coach, before we let you go. Heard Shamika Holtzclaw was in town last week. Is that right?
Ooh, do you remember her, Sam?
Yes, I remember her from Tennessee. I sure do.
She was, and she's a New York girl too. So I got an opportunity to watch her grow up, and she's one of the best in the game, one of the best ever. And some of our kids didn't know who she was, so I gave them kind of a homework assignment before she came into town to go home and do their research. But Shannon Smith, being the young basketball star that she is, did a report on Shamika in the 3rd grade. So she kind of educated our team and told them a little bit about her. But she had an opportunity to come in and speak to our team about mental health and some different issues that go on through your college career, and speak also about playing for the legendary coach Pat Summitt and really kind of what that meant. Took her team to 3 national championships. And she was just super, and it was a great opportunity for our team to really connect with her.
All right. Well, Coach, again, great time having you back here on the show. Let's keep it rolling tomorrow. Again, folks, Cleveland State comes to town, take on Michigan in the WNIT. You can get your tickets starting at 8:30 this morning, $7 for general admission tickets, $3 for group tickets, 10 or more. Let's get out and support the Maize and Blue on the hardwood. Well, Coach, thanks a lot for joining us this morning, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Thanks, Sam. Always great to talk to you.
That was Michigan women's basketball coach Kim Barnes-Arico.